Hello everybody. So I'm sorry it's been a little while since I've been able to post a video. I started another desk job that's not so hard on my physical body, I'm hoping. But anyway, I thought my channel was going to be pretty much like a travel and a fun channel, and it still can be because I'm planning on in 2 weeks moving full-time into my SUV. First with the seats folded down because I don't have a place to store them when I take them out. But we'll talk about that later. This video, unfortunately, is going to be about the tableau of religion again. Been getting a lot of conversation since I posted about why I became an agnostic atheist. And I wanted to further discuss a conversation I had with someone who emailed me. They want to remain anonymous, so I'll tell you about it. Their question for me was why, on a certain Facebook post of a mutual friend, did I feel the need to get upset and tell her God didn't make a way, humanity made a way. So here it is. I personally don't have a lot of money. So, and I'm not usually moved by people's situations. But if it's a situation that I understand there was nothing, no fault of your own that got you there, no direct fault. I mean, the way I believe is that we get where we are based upon either not doing the right thing, doing the right thing but not at the right time, or just not thinking it through before we take an action. So, there's other deeper parts to that, and we can go into that later if you like. But I told them, I said, the whole point is COVID was something the world was not prepared for. Nobody in this world, I don't believe anybody, any government in this world was ready to be shut down for an entire year. And I don't think anybody was ready for 600,000 people to die in my country alone, or for over 1 million people to die worldwide. Nobody was ready for that. And I know that 1 million people compared to 7.5 billion, 8 billion people might not seem like a lot, but all to die within a year, that is a shit ton of people. Because, yeah, I know people die every day from natural causes, but a pandemic means people who wouldn't normally, their number wouldn't normally be up, their number's up. And it just takes everybody by surprise. So when this person posted that she didn't have any money, she couldn't feed her kids, and she didn't have gas to get to work, and her paycheck wasn't coming until not the Friday that just passed, but the one before then. And this was a few weeks ago. She said she doesn't know what she's gonna do, and she just wanted to let everybody know that, you know, she was struggling, and she didn't ask for money, but she asked for thoughts and prayers. So one of my other atheist friends said, what's your Cash App or your PayPal or your Venmo or whatever you're using as far as, you know, how to get money? Are you even on Zelle or something? And as soon as she said that, the atheist lady, mind you, she was the first lady to say, what's your Cash App? After that, I guess the Christians couldn't be outdone by us heathens. So once she posted her Cash App and her Venmo and her PayPal, everybody pretty much started sharing that on their pages too, saying, you know, even, I mean, it's hard for everybody, but if you could give her $5, $1, whatever you can give her, that will help her feed her kids and help her get gas for her car. Within 6 hours of us sharing her post and everything, this lady had $1,000. And what really put the bee in my bonnet was the fact that instead of saying, I want to thank everybody for helping me and I'm going to pay it forward, do you know what this chick said? Thank you, Jesus. I knew the Lord would make a way. So I got upset and was like, no, Sharice and humanity made a way, because Sharice gave you her last $5 that she was going to spend probably going to Taco Bell, which she didn't need. So rather than getting 2 tacos, she gave you her 2 tacos. You get what I'm saying? Because I had food at the house that I should have been cooking and eating that was healthier for me. And I was like, everybody else who gave out of the kindness of their heart, because that's human nature. When we see someone struggling with one of their basic needs as a human being, those of us, even a hard-hearted bitch like me, feels bad for you and will give you her last $5. So Jesus gave me $1,000. I was like, no, Jesus didn't give you $1,000. Facebook did. The people of Facebook felt bad for you, a mother of 4 who's a single parent now because your husband died in the pandemic, and we sent you money. Jesus didn't do that. We did that. I guarantee you. If none of us sent a single cent, she would not have gotten anything. If none of us shared her story about being a single mother of 4 whose dad died from COVID, whose husband died from COVID, and pretty much when you're young, you don't think about life insurance, you don't think about that because you figure like, hey, I'll figure out all that shit when I'm 50 or something, when I'm older. But, when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you don't think about that. So they didn't have life insurance policies or anything. So literally all the money that she had went to giving him a funeral, which I'll talk about funerals in another video. But I just got upset. So they asked me why I felt the need to say that. That's what the email was pretty much about. And I was like, because in all honesty, you can't tell me that Jesus would have given her that money. But the Lord would have really made a way, because we all know we made a way. Each of us asked our friends, if you have $1 to spare, $5, whatever you can spare, can you send this over to our friend? Because she got 4 kids to feed. Her husband is dead, so they don't have his income anymore. She is doing all she can, but she don't even have gas money to get to work now. So can y'all help her so she can feed the kids, feed herself, and get some gas? That's all we asked for. And that really pissed me off, because I was like, you didn't say thanks you guys for your help. You said thank you, Jesus. You didn't even give thought to the people who helped you. You said thank you, Jesus. And it wasn't even a Christian who asked for your Cash App or anything. It was a legit atheist. So for you to just ignore the fact that humanity helped you out and say thank you, Jesus, was just something that pissed me off. Because in all honesty, Jesus would have sat right there. Her waiting on Jesus, she'd have sat there and her kids would have starved and she would have starved. So, sorry, my neighbor's here. But I was like, you would have starved, your kids would have starved, and you would have not been able to get to work because you didn't have a penny to your name to let you tell it. So that bothered me, and I was trying to explain to them, to this person who asked me, because they want to remain anonymous, that while I don't have a problem with you believing in Jesus, that's fine. But instead of just giving everything, it's like I got upset because there was no thank you. And it's not that I do things to help out to get gratitude. That's not something I do. But as a human being, gratitude goes a long way. It makes you remember, hey, when you didn't have, I helped you out. You said thanks, and I'm more likely to help you again. But it's just, I was like, you need to give thanks to people who've helped you. You do. Because I don't believe that there's a Jesus. I don't believe that there's a God. I don't believe there's a heaven or a hell or anything after this. I believe that right here, right now is what we get. And it felt like a slap in the face, because yeah, that was my last $5, and I had no idea that I was going to have the issues I had further down the line. And I would like to thank everyone, my sister, my dad, my other sister, my cousins, everybody who helped me out, my uncle who helped me out with my issue that I just had, because you guys did it. And if you guys hadn't have done it, my car wouldn't be working right now. So I thank you guys for everything you did to help me. I do. And if you tell me don't thank you, don't thank to thank Jesus instead, then the thanks has been given to the universe. I put that thanks out there, and when I get a chance, I'm going to pay it forward, because several of you have told me I don't have to give you the money back, but I'm giving it to you, and if you decide not to take it, then it will be paid forward to somebody else. But yeah, that's just, it kind of pissed me off. So that's why I said what I said. And I was trying to explain to them, your religion is toxic because it tells you that nothing you do matters. Nothing that you do are you deserving of. There's only God, and God's the only one who gets the glory. But last time I checked, God's ass hasn't been on earth, if he exists, in many, many moons, like we're talking about at least over 2,000 years, allegedly. So, if God exists, that God that they're talking about, the Jesus God. So, yeah. I'm just like, we have to start thanking people and giving them their flowers while they're here, because you're not, when people die, you're not going to be able to go and see them when you get to heaven, because I don't believe that heaven exists. I have no proof of it. So that's why I try to help out when I'm here and right now. And my feelings do get hurt when somebody says, oh, you didn't have a choice, Jesus touched your heart and made you do that. Well, excuse me, let me put my kickstand down and go into seminary again. Hello. Says God gave us free will and that he would not make us do anything. So, if said beastie gave me free will, then said beastie did not make me do anything. Just saying. So, just saying, don't do that. I left the toxicity of Christianity behind because it told me not to thank people for helping me, because they didn't do anything. God touched them and made them do it. Well, guess what? No, God didn't touch them. They're human. Their humanity was touched by my plight. And they made the conscious decision to either give me something they didn't have at that time, or give me a little of it so that I wouldn't completely go without and they wouldn't have to suffer either. So thank you, humans, for your humanity and for doing what needed to be done. That was why I was upset, and that's what I tried to explain to them in the email, is she can thank Jesus and all that, but don't say that I had nothing to do with the decision to give her my 2 tacos. My fat ass is angry because she didn't eat tacos. But anyway, that's a joke, okay? We have to, regardless of your religion, if you have to keep on hanging on to religion, you have to stop being toxic with it. I gave you $5. I didn't give you 5,000, yes. But still, say thank you for your contribution to mine and my kids' welfare. That's all I want, is for you to thank me too. Because when people give me stuff, I thank them too. I don't just go, oh well, God made you do that. No. Well, of course I don't. I'm an agnostic atheist. But I think that's another thing that really pissed me off, is the fact that they are taught to be toxic. They're taught to give God, who did not do a goddamn thing, all the glory and honor, because if they thank a human, they're exalting something higher than God. Honey, you could exalt a piss higher than God, because piss is real. But anyway, I digress. I had that interaction with that person, and it made me just want to, make a video about it, because I couldn't believe that. Because we went back and forth with her telling me that I would not have given the money had God not touched my heart. And I was like, I'm an atheist. There is no God. Nothing touched my heart. But the fact of the matter is, my emotions understood where she was coming from. My emotions have been without food before. It might have been 20 years ago, and I might have been first out on my own, but I've been without food, and I understand how much that hurts and how sad that makes you because you can't even provide for yourself. I've been without gas money. So that was something I understood, and I wanted to help her. I've never been without a husband or a wife because I've never been married yet. So I don't understand that part of where she's coming from, and how, she's terrified because she doesn't know how she's going to make a way for her kids. I don't understand that either, but I understand that if I had children and I was in her plight, I would want someone to help me, because I know goddamn well thoughts and prayers don't do a damn thing. So that's why I gave money. My humanity was touched by her plight. My sympathy and empathy was spiked up because I've been through that shit. So, and I didn't want anybody else to go through that. And I'm sure everybody else who helped her get to $1,000 also did so because they understand how she was feeling and they've been where she is or been in a similar situation. And that's what makes humans do good. Not God, but the fact that we understand there are basic necessities, and she was not having her necessities met. Her children weren't having their necessities met. We understand how horrible that can be. So we stepped in and helped. And yes, I had to let her know my feelings, because that's what made me do what I did, not God, were hurt because she took my power from me, took my choices from me, took my decisions from me and gave them to someone else and said they forced me to do something. No one forced me to help you. But I can guarantee you, if you're going to continue to be like that, I won't help again, no matter how much my emotions get on board and say, Jesus. I remember when I was young and I couldn't eat. Jesus is a swear word for me, so Jesus fucking Christ. Swear word. But anyway, I remember how it was to be hungry. I remember how it was not to be able to get where I needed to get. And even if it feels like that, I'm also going to remember that she's not going to thank me. She's going to thank Jesus and say that Jesus forced me to do something when I'm an agnostic atheist. So not going to be, driven to help. And that might sound petty, but in all honesty, you can't force your religion on me by saying that your God made me do something. That's rude as fuck. It is. And I don't think people understand. Don't force your toxicity on me, because then it makes me become toxic. I'm trying my best not to be a toxic waste dump. I'm trying. But when someone tells me that I didn't make my own decision, that bothers me. Because what you're saying is God made the decision to break your family apart by killing your husband and making you go without, making your children go without. So why would I want to worship somebody who would destroy your life pretty much on purpose? What's the purpose behind that? And the fact that she still believes in that foolishness, that's what gets me. And then tries to still push that on people. And her friends also acting like that. Because that was another point I brought up to her friend. How dare you tell me that your bully of a God forced me to make a decision when that bully murdered her husband by letting him get COVID, allegedly. If he exists, he's in charge of everything. He let him get COVID. He let him die. He let her not have any money. He let him not have a job that set up life insurance to help out. He let him not know that he should have set up life insurance when he was 18. He let all of this horrible shit happen. But when humans do something good to help you, we didn't do it. He didn't. He made us do it. So that bothers me. And as an atheist, I'm going to have to speak out when something bothers me. Does that mean I'm not going to be friends with her anymore? No, it doesn't. But it does mean I'm going to be less likely to want to help her, since Jesus is going to make a way regardless. I'm just going to have to let Jesus make a way for her and see how long it takes him to get off his lazy, archaic ass and fix shit that he let go wrong then. That's all I have to say about that. I've been ranting about this foolishness for 20 minutes now, and I do apologize. Hopefully my next video will be of how I've set up my vehicle so I can save some money and have rainy day fun, because I don't have one anymore. But anyway, sorry if I stepped on toes, but when people ask me why I felt the need to make a comment, here's your vlog about it. This is why I felt the need to make the comment I made, and why we've had the interaction that we've had, because you want me to be toxic and believe that some almighty and powerful dipshit makes everything happen and even forces me to have an emotion and give her something. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. You might get a couple of more agnostic atheist rants, who knows, but this is all to help me out. This is all my vlog. I like to share it with people just so they can see, people who think like me can see they're not alone. I know there's very few black people who come out and say, hey, I'm an agnostic, hey, I'm an atheist, and hey, I just want people to know, yes, atheists come in all colors, even black. And no, all of us didn't drink the Kool-Aid of the Jesus gospel. So this is me, your happy little black atheist, who's very cynical and upset when people come after me, even in my emails, and tell me, well, you shouldn't have really been saying what you said. Oh, thanks for gatekeeping. Have a nice day, religious. But anyway, take care, stay safe. Y'all know I love you, and y'all have a good night.